All right, welcome back, everyone. I hope today finds you well. We're going to be doing the third and final day of 5.3 today, solving systems by my favorite, elimination of the three methods. Graphing substitution was 5.2, and elimination. Okay? Bunch of standards we're covering today. Hopefully you're good. And hopefully now we're getting to the point where we are at a 3 or 4 with these now that we spent 2 days in it. I have to be the bearer of bad news. I'm going to add 1 layer of difficulty. Michaela Lideline, I know you're probably scared, but don't worry. It's not that difficult. It's just 1 extra little step. All right? Let's think about this. What has to happen for elimination to work? The answer, of course, is you have to make opposites. Okay? What is opposites? 5x and negative 5x. Because they add up to 0. What's another example? Negative 7y plus 7y. You see how those all add up to 0? Yes, because we're just trying to make zeros, okay? So that's what the goal is always. And so today, we're gonna have to do that, right? The first day we already had opposites. Okay, let me do a brief recap on everything. 5.3 day 1. Here's what the problems look like. 5x plus 2y equals 9. Negative 5x minus 8y equals 17. Okay? You could just say, hey, I already had opposites because that gives me 0x. That was good. Okay? Then we moved on to 5.3 day 2. That was yesterday. And that would be something like this. 2x plus 3y equals 0. 6x minus 37y equals negative 18,000. 18 million. Whoa, we're going way crazy on this one. Okay? Do you have opposites? No. But can we get them? Pretty easily. How do we make those? Well, 37 and 3, I don't think that those are going to make opposites really easy. But I do think that 2 and 6 will make opposites pretty easy. So what would I do on this one? Is I would multiply this thing to make it a negative 6. So I would times that by negative 3. Because when you distribute it out, I'll just re-erase this new one right down here. I'm just going to rewrite the new problem right down here. So this would be negative 6x now minus 9y equals, is that a 0 or a 6? I can't tell. We'll make it a 0. Equals still 0, right? And so when you do that, well, now you had opposites, correct? Now for these ones, you know, ignore this top row here. Ignore that stuff. But right here has 6x minus 6x. So that's a 0. Okay? So that's what we're looking for. So you might be saying, hey, Mr. Beek, 5.3 day 3, what is going to be different now? Well, now we're not going to have a way to get opposites in 0 steps. Here we already had it. We're not going to get it in 1 step. There we just multiplied by 1. Now it's going to be kind of 2 steps to get there. Okay? So I honestly feel that it's pretty simple. Okay? Vince Fisher, the hair and the muscles, you got this, man. All right? So solving a system, we're going to have to multiply both equations to get opposites. But you got a choice. Okay? You know, Landon Wilson, he might pick one. Bailey Bowman might pick the other way. Other variable, but either both of you are going to get the same answer, all right? So if I'm looking at this, I see a 7x and a negative 5x. I want to get those to be either 35x and negative 35x, right? Or if I'm thinking the 12 and the 8, right? What is a common multiple of 12 and 8? You couldn't multiply them together. I would go smaller than that. I would say 24, right? You could go negative 24y and make that to be positive 24y. Okay? So you know, someone might pick the x's to get them the same, someone might pick the y's, it doesn't matter. I think that I'm going to pick the x's, just because they're on the outside, okay? No particular reason. So in order to make those the same, what am I going to have to do? I'm going to have to multiply. I'll keep that 35x just so we can visualize what we want to do. I want to multiply this thing by 5, right? And it's going to multiply by all three of those. I'm going to have to grab a calculator. Super important on these ones. So I'm going to go over here and rewrite it. And it's going to be now 35x. 5 times 12, what is that, 60? So in this case, it's going to be minus 60y equals 22 times 5 is going to be 110. So that's going to be negative 110. Okay? Everyone understand my first step? The reason I did that is because now I have a 35x on top. Well, hey, guess what? I want to make that 35x on the bottom. So I'm going to multiply that by 7. I'll do distributing underneath. So when I distribute underneath, now that gives me the negative 35x. Ding, ding, ding. That's what I wanted. And then I'm going to get plus 56y equals 7 times 14. What is that, 98? Yeah, mental math. Sweet. All right. So guess what? That cancels out. That gives me nothing. That's what I wanted. Okay? So 0x. I'm not even going to write the 0x. I'm just going to jump down to the y's. That gives me negative 4y. Okay? 98 and then 110. What is that going to give me? Negative 12, I believe. And so last up, when we finish this up, it's going to get negative 4. All right? So y is 3. Okay? In hammer, that makes sense? Peyton Dowie sitting on my comfy chair. That makes sense? Okay? All right, so are we done? Well, not quite. We have the y is 3. We still need what the x is, all right? So if I take this and plug it in, there's not an easy way to plug this in, but I'm going to plug it in either there or there, right? And you just get a choice. I'm going to pick the bottom one, that 5x 8y one, just because the numbers are a little bit smaller, and so that makes it a little bit easy. Okay? Casey Holdroff, can you help me out on this one? Nice to see you, by the way. Do you guys know that in 7th grade, I was Casey Holdroff's math teacher out at St. Francis? Yeah? I hope you're doing awesome and enjoying your time here at Cambridge at Sandy High School. I know I am, so. Anyways, negative 5x plus 8y equals 14. And y is, of course, 3. So we just got to do some math stuff. Negative 5x plus 24 equals 14. Minus the 24. If I'm going too fast, I apologize, but I think you guys can kind of do this stuff in your head. Or, I mean, you know, you don't have to take your time and explain it. But anyways, I get my final answer of 2, 3. That's my final thing. There we go. Hooray for us. Yeah! All right. Any last questions on that? So we had to multiply both things. Boy, this video is getting long, but I'm going to do one more because I think you guys can do this, all right? So, letter A or B. All right, you guys get a choice. Logan ends, I'm going to give you the choice, A or B. Do you want to do letter A? I'm glad you picked that. That's a good one. Okay? Our goal on the elimination, to make opposites. Okay? So I'm looking at the x's. What would opposites be on those ones? How about 10x and negative 10x? Right? That would be a right answer. What would the opposites be on this one? On the green? 15y and 15y. Well, one of those has to be negative, right? It wouldn't matter which one, but one of those would have to be negative. Okay? Now you get to pick a choice if you want to solve for the x's or y's. Since I kind of see that this one already has a negative, I'm gonna go with that one because I want one to have a negative, right? And so, anyways, I'm gonna go with the blue. It won't always be this way. I know on my two examples I'm picking those, but not always, all right? So anyways, I need to ask myself, hey, here's the first question. I want to make that 10x. I need to multiply that by 5, right? So what happens is it's going to distribute to all three of those, and I'm going to just rewrite my answers over here. I'm going to get 10x plus 15y equals negative 5. Okay? And over here, to make that bottom one negative 10x, I'm just going to times it by 2. And that distributes out. So therefore, I get negative 10x plus 10y equals 30. And now we're smooth sailing. We have opposites. We're going to add them up. If I add up this column, look at that. Woohoo! 0x. That's what I wanted. What do I have on the y's? I'm not even going to write that one. I'm going to have 25y equals negative 5 plus 30 gives me 25. I wonder what the answer is going to be. Let me do some mental math. 25 times what equals 25? Yeah, I know you're thinking it. Y equals 1. You guys are smart. Okay? So y is 1 there. And now we need to plug it back in for the y. Okay? We just pick one. You can pick that one or that one. Maybe I'll pick the top one. So if I do that, show my work over here. 2x plus 3 times y equals negative 1. But y, we know, is the number 1. 2x plus 3 equals negative 1. Scroll up a bit. Minus 3. 2x equals negative 4. That means the answer is going to be negative 2. Woohoo! Put that in over there. Negative 2. That's my awesome answer. Okay? Give yourselves a pat on the back. We're done with this section. We're gonna call it a day with that one, okay? So, wonderful job, you guys. I think we'll do one more day of review on this whole section, and we'll take a quiz on it coming up. So make sure that your level of understanding is there, and let me know if you need any help. Take care.